Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why at this period of time, a lot of people's shadows are popping up. So, number one, there are several retrogrades happening. Currently, Uranus just went retrograde, which means that you're going to be forced to reform things from the past. But there's other planets going retrograde too, and it's a lot of stuff happening. If you want to know more about that, watch my other video. I'll put it in the comments down below. Watch that video that talks about how we're going through a huge change right now, because I mentioned the retrogrades inside that video. But what I didn't mention was the lunar eclipse along with the 9-9 portal and what these things are really doing. Because how does a lunar eclipse even happen? A lunar eclipse happens because the earth blocks the sun's light from reaching the moon, which creates a shadow. Now, think about it like this. When the sun's light is hitting the moon, it's like, think about it like this. The sun is how you express your inner self. The moon literally is your inner self. When the sun's light is hitting the moon, it illuminates your inner self to be expressed inside the outside world. But if the sun's light doesn't hit the moon, that means that the inner self is not being illuminated to be projected outwardly. That just means that the inner self is forced to stay, or I'll put it like this, that just means that the energy of the inner self is forced to stay within inside of itself. During lunar eclipses, it's a very big period of time to go within because the energy is not being projected outwardly. It's inward. You know, you're supposed to go inward and look at your shadows. On top of that, we had the 9-9 portal, right? Or the 999 portal. And all that dealt with, people could be saying all these things. It means this, it means that. It literally just means the energy of death, right? Because there's 3 9s, right? So the fact that there's 3 9s, 3 deals with a creative energy coming to the forefront, right? Now, what kind of creative energy or what kind of energy? It's energy related to what? The 3 9s, death. Now, what does that lead to? 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. So the energy of death is leading to 27, making space, number 2, for wisdom, which is a 7, but making space for wisdom about what? Oh, well, if you add 7 and 2, you get, 9. Making space for the wisdom of death. So 999 just means that the energy of death is making space for wisdom that relates to death. It's all about endings, right? Things are meant to be ending. Now, that can lead to new beginnings, but understand that you can't just inherently say new beginnings without putting an end to certain things first. And because we're in such a big period of going inside of ourselves and bringing a death to ourselves in our lives, this means that literally your shadows will be popping up. The things you're supposed to release, which you have not been releasing, will be popping up. On top of that, understand that the full moon was literally in Pisces, which deals with releasing. So everybody's shadows is popping up because every single thing that people have been ignoring is trying to pop up to get released. And the more people fight that, the more you kind of just see certain parts pop up, and they don't pop up in the best ways. They pop up in some very weird ways. I ain't gonna lie, I've been seeing it. Dude, I work with kids, and the kids I've been working with, bro, man, look. Man, and I can't even fully tell them what it is. Some of them I probably could because they're like a bit older. But the younger kids, they don't know what the freak I'm saying, bro. But my point is, during this period of time, we're being forced and we're being pushed to let go of all those things which are holding us back. Mainly, when it comes to holding us back, it's what's holding us back from aligning with being and expressing our true selves, because this whole transformation period is all about clearing out what isn't authentic so that we can live a more authentic life and be in tune with the most authentic parts of yourself. So if there's any part of yourself, your life, your relationships, your job, if there's any part of anything that is not based out of authenticity, those inauthentic things will be popping up, and they'll be right in front of your face that, yo, this is not aligned. This is not aligned. Get back aligned. Get back aligned, you know? Then with all the retrogrades, right? Retrogrades always bring up things from the past, especially things from the past which you probably should have worked on. Like if it's Mercury retrograde, it's going to be bringing up things from the past, which, ooh, but hold up. I have to look at something real quick. Because, yeah, even Pluto is still in retrograde, bro. Oh, my God. I'm going to talk about that. But let's say, let's just do Pluto. Because it's actually in retrograde, right? Mercury's going to be going retrograde in November. But with Pluto going retrograde is pretty much, and it's going retrograde in Aquarius, which is giving you a deep impulse to reform things from the past. If it was just Pluto alone, it's just deep impulses, right? Then going backwards, retrograde is deep impulses from the past, right? And since it's in Aquarius, it deals with reforming certain things from the past, which you should have reformed. And since it's Pluto, it's always a bit more intense and always a bit more charged. So it's going to be bringing up more shadow-like energies. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring up past shadows, which should have been reformed, literally, because Pluto is also a planet of shadows. These deep inner impulses, right? Because Pluto is big on deep impulses, but these deep inner impulses literally come from the parts of yourself which you're not looking at, aka your shadows. So things from your shadow which need to be reformed from the past will be popping up now, which is added with the energy of Uranus, because Uranus is going backwards, and it's happening in it's happening in Gemini right now. It's reforming old ideas, old mindsets, things like that, right? So anything from the past which you didn't really reform and you didn't really change, you're being urged to change that. On top of it, like I said, the full moon was in Pisces. Death, releasing. 999, death, releasing. That's what it's all about. I see people celebrating. It's 9/9, and oh, it's so beautiful. It's going to be this, going to be that. It's going to be death. Endings. Which can lead to new beginnings. But at first, it's death. This year's been a whole death year, ending things. And granted, I have experienced some new things, you could say, but it came from death. So if you notice that certain people are just expressing certain parts of themselves which aren't the best, or if inside yourself you have like a lot of old things from the past, like a lot of old shadows popping up, this is the reason why. It's the lunar eclipse, it's all the retrogrades, it's the full moon, and it's the fact that it's a 9 year and it was a 999 portal. With all of that, you're bound to have shadows pop up, things which need to be changed pop up, things which you need to get rid of, they're going to pop up, things which you just should have been worked on, it's going to pop up. So I hope this video helped you guys to understand what's going on at this period of time with all the energy and stuff like that. Watch my previous video talking about topics like this. And that's pretty much it for this video. I love you all. I'm going to catch you in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. The Freak out.